Good evening.
Hello.
It's the first Tuesday of Advent. Sorry I missed last night. I'm back, I guess. I'm doing okay. I injured my hand in an altercation with a wild, mad predator. It was one of my house cats, but that's okay. We're doing okay. And the Advent devotional we're doing is called...
It's called The Carols of Christmas by...
Alan Vermilye.
Alan Vermilye.
Vermilye, thank you. Alan Vermilye, The Carols of Christmas.
And we have a cat here, too.
This is not the offender.
No.
The Christmas carol that we're studying this week is called O Holy Night. You should know it, probably. And we're studying all of the lyrics that really jump out at us. And tonight's lyric is, "Long lay the world in sin and error pining." This is a phrase that, if you were a young person listening to this, according to the author, he didn't know what it meant when he was a kid. As a matter of fact, most of the time he said it wrong. But essentially the phrase, long lay the world in sin and error pining. There are two different meanings for the word pining. One of them is to yearn for something, and the other one is to be tormented in anguish for lack of something. And those are two different meanings. And the one that was probably written into the French poem of O Holy Night to begin with was the one that meant in anguish because something is missing. So that's in sin and error pining means that we're talking about a world that is languishing for want of grace, for want of mercy, but also just for want of salvation as a result of error that was committed, by humanity. The poem is probably making a reference to Adam, probably, but we don't really know, considering that the author of the poem was, as we said on Sunday, was an atheist. So the world was languishing in torment for lack of something. So it doesn't really matter if you want to go back and say, well, of course they were because, Adam and the apple and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't really matter. What matters is that the world was languishing because they didn't have something, and the whole point of the hymn is the miraculous birth of that something. So the long enough, I think, is probably the phrase that is hinted at by that line. Long lay the world, long enough. The world lay long enough, pining. The world lay long enough in anguish, till he appeared and the soul felt its worth. Till he appeared. That sweet, sweet, sweet relief from that anguish, that sweet release from that torment is something pretty special. Do you want to add anything to that?
Well, just from a historical perspective, it probably seemed like everyone was languishing in first century Judea. Their homeland was being occupied. They didn't have a nation to call their own anymore. And it's really interesting to see how much that had happened to Israel over the centuries before Christ was born. There have only been a few kind of pockets in history where they've been able to claim a state of home rule, home government. The Romans were just another in a long line of people trying to subject these people.
Of course, they don't know what they're waiting for. They think that they're waiting for a warrior savior to come for them. I think David talked about this last night.
A little bit.
But till he appeared and the soul felt his worth.
Yeah, they were expecting some kind of earthly liberation, and what they got was God's grace.
Manifest.
Made manifest.
Made human. Yeah. So tomorrow night we'll be looking at another piece of the song lyrics. Hopefully it won't be this late at night. We're also not the offender cat. But
it's just been a busy day.
Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow night when we talk about another piece of this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful carol. And God bless you.
Bye.